We've talked on the YouTube channel about Hogwarts Legacy, and you guys can check out all of that content here on the channel. But what I want to talk about in this segment of the show, guys, is about everything that we want in Hogwarts Legacy. And when I say we, guys, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts and opinions. Some of those thoughts and opinions you may share and agree with, some you may not. And a lot of these things I got from talking to some of you on social media, whether that's Twitter or Facebook or here on the YouTube channel. So with that, I want to talk about the 5 things that I want to see in Hogwarts Legacy. And let me know what you guys want to see in the title in the comment section down below. So let's get into it. So coming in at number 1 for me, guys, and I state this all the time on the YouTube channel, but it runs, through when we're talking about AAA titles. The number 1 thing I want to see out of a AAA title is none other than a full package. That being a story mode, multiplayer modes, and co-op modes. And the reason for this, guys, obviously is, when you're done playing that single player story, no matter how long it may be, you may play it over again, but after you're done with the single player story, if that's the only mode that's in the game, you're going to move on to other games, most likely. So multiplayer is going to bring you back to the experience over and over again. Co-op modes, the same sort of scenario. And so my thought is I want to see Hogwarts Legacy have a full package that we're able to dive into not only a story, but also a full-blown multiplayer experience, whether it's PvE or PvP elements. I would love to see that, as well as co-op mode, so that we can continuously come back and really build a fan base around this. Even though Harry Potter, guys, obviously has a massive fan base, to say the least, I really think a full package would be huge for this title. Coming in, guys, at number 2, I really want Hogwarts Legacy to be its own entity. Sure, it's going to have elements of, what we're, as accustomed to in the Harry Potter universe. A lot of, things that are going to feel familiar, but I really want it to be its own thing. I want it to be innovative as well. Kind of really try to raise the bar in certain areas as far as the Harry Potter universe is concerned. Have those things that we feel familiar with, but also things that are going to be really different. And that leads me to number 3, guys, which I want there to certainly be similarities to, Hogwarts as well as just Harry Potter in general, but I want this to also feel like its own fresh sort of undertaking that's really going to help us dive into this story. It's going to help us dive into something that we haven't seen necessarily. I want there to be those similarities, but certainly those differences. Whether we're talking about location, environments, the enemies, characters, all of those things, I want there to be those similarities, but certainly those differences. And that leads me to number 4, guys, which I think is really important, that there's a lot of variety here. We know it's called Hogwarts Legacy, right? So you're going to be going at this undertaking of obviously a student at Hogwarts, where you most likely customize your character, which is really important. We want to be able to customize our character and really grow into being a wizard. And so that is something that is really exciting to me, but I certainly want there to be a lot of variety here. Whether we're talking about locations, whether it's in Hogwarts, places that we've never seen from the movies and the books and things of that nature, I would love to see some, like I said, some variety here. Places that we haven't been to, places that do feel familiar. A lot of that is very, very important to me coming into this story and coming into this, because we don't want things to be, everything to be, feel like a copy and paste from the movies or from the books. Whereas on the same side, we want there to be those similarities as well. So variety is going to be huge. That leading to customization of your characters, leading us into the multiplayer, obviously co-op modes, having a way that everything is streamlined, that what you're doing in the campaign is also, kind of transferring over to multiplayer, transferring over to co-op, so on and so forth. And so that is something that's really important as well, having a lot of variety there. And at number 5, guys, this is something that I'm not necessarily expecting from Hogwarts Legacy, but something I would love to see, and that is free-to-play elements. I would love to see the multiplayer, whether it's called Hogwarts Online or the co-op modes, to be free to play. And the reason for this, guys, is it's going to get people to at least try the game out. And obviously, if the game is awesome, then it's really going to blow up from that perspective. If it's really good and you have a free-to-play element like the multiplayer, we see this over and over again with free-to-play games. People will at least give it a try. And if it's something special, lots of people are going to try it and play it and build a real big following around it. We see this with Fortnite, Valorant, Call of Duty Warzone, so on and so forth. So I would love to see at least, a free-to-play element in this title. I'm not necessarily expecting it, but I would love to see, because I think it would be very smart from a business perspective of luring people in to the multiplayer, and then they want to buy the full version, that being the campaign, co-op modes, and I think that could be something really special. This is a title I think has got a lot of promise. There's high expectations as well, and I think that these are ways that can really deliver something really special. What do you guys think, though? Let me know in the comment section down below. What are the things that you want to see out of Hogwarts Legacy? Let me know. And for more Hogwarts Legacy content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.